Y'all, I really don't like getting serious on TikTok, and I really do not like long videos. But this is just something that's been weighing on my heart and my mind for a couple weeks. A couple weeks ago, something happened to me within a relationship, and it really just opened my eyes as to like how hurtful men are. I've known that for quite some time, but it's like men are so hurtful with no remorse, no care in the world. Like they don't give a fuck. And it's just becoming a little much for me. Last night was the nail in the coffin though. I'm not doing a story time because I'm just not gonna do that. But men are just so hurtful, and it's like I no longer have a desire to get in a relationship. I no longer have the desire to get married. Damn near about to give up on my dreams of becoming a mom one day. Like I can't deal with it anymore, you guys. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, take a break. I took a break all this year. I done read the self-help books. I done watched Shira 7. It's like, I actually want the love. I don't want to, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use a man for money. Like, don't want to just use him for what he could do for me, even though that's what they do to us. I just don't want to do that. It should not be this difficult. It's like I'm not trying to have a disdain for men. I'm not trying to be a misandrist. I'm not trying to H-word men again. But it's like, how could you not? They are so hurtful. They are disrespectful, disloyal, rude, selfish. Think about nobody but themselves. And I'm sure there are some good men out there. I met one before. One. You guys are going to say, oh, maybe it's you. Because I know the men are going to come in and just put it all back on me. They're going to completely dismiss my feelings and put it back on me. I'm used to it. I'm the one actually in therapy working through things and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Having to go to therapy for people who won't go to therapy or who don't see any wrong in their behavior. God, I can't do it no more, you guys. I don't wanna be involved with men anymore. So I think it's just time for me to just really focus on myself. 103,000%. Like really just strictly lock in on everything that I want to do. Everything I want to do. I don't have time for the games. I don't have time to get my heart broken again. I don't have time to be pulling up on you. Like, I don't have time to be finding addresses and stuff like that anymore. I don't have time, but I can't take it anymore, you guys. It took everything in me last night not to cry, but it's like, I feel defeated. Y'all got it.
So this is another one of those conversations we hear a lot about, women talking about staying away from men, this whole 4B movement situation. We don't need men. I'm tired of getting my heart broken, things like that. But ultimately, and we talk about this all the time, so many videos, and I just did a video about men going through it with women that they have children with. Ultimately, it's your responsibility. It's your fault. What you allow to happen to you, you actually participate in. From what I'm gathering from her video, she was dealing with a guy who was a cheater or dealing with other women. But one side of the story, as always, if we sit down and talk about these things, you'll hear two sides of the story. But nobody should be cheating that allows someone to cheat. I understand things happen, right? But if this person is constantly showing you to the point where you can't trust them, you're always going through their phone, that's somebody you don't need to be with. And that sounds like that's who you're dealing with. Women, like, for some reason, they have this attraction to men who want to be with other women or who deal with other women who aren't faithful, who aren't monogamous. And they get mad and say men ain't shit. This is another woman that talks about, and women are always saying this, I've only met one good man in my life. It's the men that you choose. When we talk about heartbreak, ain't shit, trustworthy, all these things like that, look at paternity fraud. I mean, that just speaks for itself. Go to family court, go to divorce court, sit there and see exactly how petty women are, how emotional and angry they are. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That is what it is. Women will transform into these different beings. Women Their goal is to emotionally hurt you. Men aren't like that unless he's a feminine man. But ladies, you have to take some self-agency in this whole situation and be like, yeah, I like these kind of dudes. And I always say this and women get mad, but it's true. I like the emotional roller coaster. I like the fact that he has other women. I like to keep guessing. I like going through his phone. I like arguing with bitches. All this stuff, that's what it ultimately has to come down to. And you have to accept responsibility for that. And not some dude that broke your heart that you know was going to break your heart because you knew what he was doing already. Y'all ignore the red flags. The green flags is, all the green flags in the world, all these guys that walk by you on a daily basis. But you want this certain type of dude that you already know who he is, even before you meet him sometimes. And even when you do meet him, you already know all the red flags. All this stuff that y'all ladies talk about is just crazy. Same thing with men. You know a woman who's not a good woman. You want a sinner at the end of the day. Everybody wants a sinner for some reason. We are imperfect as humans, but if somebody's showing you that they are dishonest, they're disloyal, then it's going to continue to be that way. You can give 1,000 chances. The cheater's going to be a cheater. But we got another clip, guys, that I guess she reacted to her video or did a stitch to her video. So let's get into that one. Let's go.
It really just opened my eyes as to like how hurtful men are.
So I learned this lesson last year, and it's one I recommend everyone learn sooner rather than later. Just yesterday, a friend called me having a panic attack in her car because her boyfriend had called her an hour before and said that he loved her, all of these nice things, and that his family can't wait to meet her for Thanksgiving. An hour and a half later, and this is no exaggeration on the timeline, called her back and said that he is a high-value man and that he can do better than her, but she will never be able to do better than him, and that is over, and then hung up before she could even say anything. I've had friends where their date will leave in the middle of the date while they're in the bathroom. I've had friends whose boyfriends will break up with them on their birthday, on days of death, on graduation, boyfriends taking other girls on their birthday trip. And this is just the last year. This is just 2023. Personally, when this happened to me, I decided that I was going to take the next year to not date anybody, and it was the best decision that I could have ever made for myself. I accomplished every single goal that I had this year. Just bought a new car, about to move into a beautiful apartment, happiest I've ever been, more peace than I've ever felt. I'm surrounded by so many different types of love that I don't really feel like anything's missing. And that's not to say that I'll never date again. I'm literally sure that I will. But as a girl who has high standards and values, you cannot vet for a man blindsiding you. I consider myself very in the know, and it happened to me. Even looking back now, I'm like, I could have never predicted that. Be careful, invest in yourself. Just invest in yourself. The right person will come along, but be very picky. Do not let everybody just date you. It is not worth it. It is not worth your peace. It is not worth your time. Don't do it.
I agree with a lot of stuff she said. The beauty of being a woman in general, but definitely an attractive woman, is that you can sort through tons of dudes without ever having to leave your house. There's all these options, FaceTime, all these things, these questions you could be asking. And you could have a dude set up for every hour of the day if you wanted to actually interview him. That's the beauty of being a woman. But no, you don't want to do the work. You want to go ahead and just say, well, he's saying the right things. He has an edge. He has this. I'm going to just go ahead and give my all. Knowing he don't have a job, knowing that he's not available, cheating, all these different things like that. So I do agree. You should have your stuff together, ladies, before you even think about dating a lot of times. Or either you're dating with intent and you're up front with a man, say, hey, I'm willing to do this. I'm looking for a man that wants to start a family, that's ready to take care of me. And I'm willing to do this for you as your wife. And that be that. But in the meantime, as I always say, everybody should be working on themselves. You don't know everything, ladies. Fellas, you don't know everything. Well, therapy is good, like they said before. But therapy, you can't make somebody go to therapy. Therapy is about working on you. And even with the therapist, you still have to do the work. It's continuing. It's ongoing, man. But that good man argument, man, hey. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. Listen, this is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.